Hello everybody, welcome back to a new challenge of the page Adventjs.dev. In this case, we are in front of the challenge number 13 and it is a hard level challenge. So I have to confess I am a little scared because I don't know how long our video will be. So I will do my best to keep it at least under 1 hour long. So let's see what happened. So first of all, as always, as is usual, we need to read the instructions. So the instructions are basically the ones that we have in the right side of the screen. So it says the elves of the North Pole have created a special robot that helps Santa Claus distribute gifts inside a large warehouse. The robot moves on a 2D plane and we start from the origin, 00. We want to know if, after executing a series of movements, the robot returns to exactly where it started. um, okay, and the robot's basic commands are L, R, U, and D. That means move to the left, right, upwards, or downwards. Downwards. But it also has certain modifiers for the movements. The asterisk means the movement is done with double intensity. Example, asterisk R means RR. So R's twice, you know? And the exclamation mark means the next movement is inverted. So if we have, for example, R exclamation mark L is considered as RR. And lastly, we have the question mark that indicates the next movement is done only if it hasn't been done before. For example, we have R question mark R, that means R. So now, then basically we have a note here that says when the movement is inverted with the exclamation mark, the inverted movement is counted and not the original one. For example, exclamation mark U, question mark U inverts the U movement, so it counts as having done the movement but not the U. Okay, that makes sense. Thus, um, es, exclamation mark U, question mark U translates to the question mark U, and therefore the final and therefore the final U movement is done. So we must return true true if the robot return exactly to where it started, which is the coordinates 00. Otherwise, we should return the coordinates in the x-axis and y-axis into an array. If the robot doesn't not return or doesn't not return, yeah, does not return to where it started. So in that case, we need to return the position where it stopped. So we have a bunch of examples over here, as you can see. So the main thing I am thinking is we need to try to separate all the commands, including their modifiers, in order to know what we need to do. So let's imagine that for this, I don't know, for let me try to find, maybe this example should work. So for this example, we need to have something like this. For example, The first command is U, the second command is another U, the third command is exclamation mark U, and the fourth command is question mark D. So this is essentially what we wanted to get when extracting all the commands. So for that, I think we need to use a regex. So let's use the same page as I used the last challenge, which was regex 101. Okay, and let me copy several examples to see if that is working. We have this one, um, this one, maybe that one. Okay, so first of all, well, as I said, we need to get something like this. So let me try to split the screen so we can see both pages at the same time, and we can have this as a reference. So first of all, we need to match all the modifiers, right? And those modifiers could be an asterisk, exclamation mark, or question mark. So let's try to find them or to match them. So I'm gonna use, I don't know, maybe a parenthesis, and then we can use the literal operator, and let's use the exclamation mark. And then use an or operator to to match another modifier character, which is the question mark or the let me see, or the asterisk. So now we need to match any uppercase letter like this. I think this is working now. As you can see, it is matching it correctly. Okay, so we need to match this or only the letters. So it should be something like this. Or, I forgot the or operator. Okay, here we are. So we have the match one is only the letter R. The match two is the exclamation mark and the U. And the match three is the exclamation question mark and the letter U. So I think that is working. So let's see if that works. Let me turn off the splitted screen and let me copy this. Okay, let me sure that I am in the Adventjs flavor, and let me copy this regular expression and let's see if that works. So for example, let me use this string over here and let's try to match all the occurrences. Match, and then we need to use this over here. Awesome. And now we have this working as expected. It is working correctly. Let's see this one. Okay, awesome. So I think this is the regex that we are looking for. So let's define that somewhere, for example, here at the top. Let's call it as, I don't know, commands regex is equal to this. And let's try to get all the comments. So all the comments will be equal to moves match comments regex. So hopefully we will get something like this, for example. And now we need to know what does, how can I say? What does, what every letter does, you know? So for that, I think we have to create a const, which is an object of, I don't know, command map. It will be equal to u, or no, that let's use, just to start with that, let's use only if conditions. So first of all, let's store the original place, let's say, or original, yeah, the origin, which is 0 and 0. So let's create the x-axis value equal to 0 as a default, and let y-axis value equal to 0. Okay? So if, let's start with the if. Okay, let me think. I think, okay, we have here an array, so we need to iterate it. So let's create for loop. Let's create the index variable and initialize it as 0, and let's increase that as long as the index is less than the commands length. Okay? And then here we can create or are conditions. For example, the first one could be, I don't know, if I am thinking, let me see. If the command, for example, let's create a const, which is the current command, and it will be commands.index. Okay, if the current command is that the length is equal to 1, it means we have a basic command. Okay, if current command is equal to, for example, L, we need to decrease the value of the x-axis value. So it will be x-axis value means minus minus. And if we do the opposite, like this, it will be something like this. Now we can repeat this, I'm sorry, like this and like this. And instead of R, we can use up, or the letter U and the letter D. So if we are in front of the letter U, we need to increase the Y value, Y axis value, or Y axis. Well, in this case, we need to, okay, increase the Y axis value. And if we are going down, we need to decrease it. So that's why I am going to put minus minus. Now we need to handle all the modifiers. So let's create another if, which is if the current comment that length is equal to 2, I don't know, current comment is equal to okay, if that let me think. I need to think. Okay, I think we need to create another inner condition here, which is if the current comment at the first position is equal to I don't know, an asterisk, it means that we need to increase the value twice or decrease the value twice. Okay, so okay, let me think. If the current comment in the second position is equal to D, we need to increase the X axis value twice. I mean, this is an ugly code for sure, but I want to make sure it is working and then later I can refactor it and make it better. I hope the time the time is enough, to make a video under 1 hour long. So that's why I am using this ugly code to just to go faster. So I hope you can understand. So if basically, let's try to repeat this code over here 3 times. Is this equal to L? Actually, this gonna be R, this gonna be L, and here we need to decrease the value twice. Down, we need to decrease the value twice, but for the Y axis. And for the Y axis, we need to increase increase the value, right? Okay, awesome. Now, if the current comment in the first position is equal to exclamation mark, we need to invert the command. So basically will be something like this, but instead of increasing, we need to decrease. Instead of decreasing, we need to increase, and so on, right? Because we need to do the opposite, okay? And the next condition is gonna be tricky because we need an additional condition. So if the first position of the current command is equal to question mark, we need to check if the previous command was not the same as the current one. So let's see. So it says the next movement is done only if it hasn't been done before. For example, R exclamation R question mark R means only R. Okay. So I think I need to map these commands, okay, to have something like this. So I will map it. No, I don't have to map it. I think I have to filter to filters, right? So let's call this as current command. Well, it's gonna be a callback. The first value is the current command, and the second one is the index. So if let's see, if the current command is equal, that length is equal to 2, we need to check if the basically this, right? Okay, if that is true, we need to check if the current command at the second position, let me think, if it's equal, is it equal to, let's use the here the array is equal to the array that index minus 1. So if those are equal to each other, we need to return false. So let me see what this return. Let me open the console, and let's imagine that moves is, for example, something like this. So we need to get rid of this command because the letter U is already repeated in the previous command. So let's see if that is working. Let's see what we get. Okay, that is okay because we forgot to return true in case it doesn't work. It doesn't meet the condition, I mean. Okay, it is not working as expected. So let's invert the booleans because I am not quite sure. Let's see now. Okay, it is not working either. So let me try to console log array index minus 1 to see what we get. Okay, I forgot to close the bracket. The square bracket, I think it is called. So we have R and exclamation mark U. But I am not getting the other one. So we have R. Okay, because the first one. Okay, I think I understanding. The current command. The current command is undefined, so it's okay. Okay, let me try to read again the instructions. For example, let me see. Okay, Move to the right, okay? Inverse and become D. Ah, okay. Okay, it is more complex that I am expected because this is not actually the letter or the command we are looking for. This should be a D because it is converted. So we need to convert this. Okay, it's gonna be really challenging to be honest. So let's first try to map it. Okay, map current command and I mean current command, comma, index, and array. Okay, and we have this. Okay, so if, okay, this is really challenging. Let's create here, for example, I don't know, a constant which is an inverted comment. So D, what can I say? For example, exclamation mark D is gonna be U, okay? Exclamation mark U is gonna be D. Exclamation mark R is gonna be L, okay? Exclamation mark L is gonna be R, okay? And now that we have this, so if the current command at the position 0, which is basically this one, is equal to exclamation mark, we need to return inverted commands current comment. So let's see now what we, otherwise return current comment. Let's see what we get. Awesome, that's awesome. So let me put that here. For example, inverted commands. Okay, let me remove this, and then we need to have the map, which is this one. Okay, we don't need the index and neither the array. Okay, that is working. Now we need to find an example where we have this scenario. I mean this scenario. For example, this one. Okay. Now that we have that, let's, for example, let's see that, let's say that we have this example. Okay, so this is gonna be, let me try to zoom it a little bit. This is gonna be, okay, it will be as it is, R, this is gonna turn out into a letter D, and this is gonna be as it is. And then as we have the letter U, we should ignore this command as far as I understood. Exactly. So we need to use, well, let's see what we get. Awesome. And now we need to use a filter And inside of that filter, we have a callback, and the callback has, for example, the current comment. I think that's all that we need to use from that callback. And we need to check if the current comment in the position, in the first position, if the value is equal to an question mark. If that is true, we need to exclude that from the array. Well, we need to check now if the current comment in the position 1 or in the second position is equal to the previous command. So to get, in order to get the previous command, well, in this case we need to use the array parameter. So it will be array index -1, and if that is true, we need to return false. Otherwise, return true. Let's see now what we get. Okay, let me try to understand. Yeah, I think that that is working correctly because now we are only using one U and not um, uh, two U's, you know? So let's imagine now that we have, I don't know, instead of a question mark, yeah, question mark, it is an exclamation mark. So we have to have RD, U, and D, right? RD, U, and D. Excellent. So let's copy this filter over here and let's use it here, and it should work. Now that we have this, what can I say? This array with all the commands cleaned, we can do that, right? So, um, so the question mark is the next movement is done it only if it hasn't been done before. So now that we cleaned the commands over here, we can assume that we have to always how can I say, we have to always do the operation because it's already cleaned the command array. So in this case, I think we are going to use the same condition here, but we will do the operation only once, like this. So now that we have that, I think the remaining thing is if axis, well, I think we can return, no, if x-axis values is equal to 0 and y-axis is equal to 0 as well, so we need to return true. Otherwise, we need to return an array with the x-axis value and the y-axis value. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, we are almost there, but this doesn't work. This doesn't work. we have here something weird because because we'll need to um how can I say, this is quite interesting. Let me see if I can fix it. So for example, if we have this asterisk u and asterisk u, um, I mean asterisk u and question mark u. So this should be something like, or should turn into something like this, because only two use, because the last one, okay, because the last one is the same as the current one. I mean, so we cannot have three use because it has a question mark. So okay, I think I understand this. So we need another condition here, which is if current comment in the position 0 is equal to um, an asterisk, we need to actually we need to did that to do that. I mean, we need to do that in the map, in the map, in the map. So okay, I think this is the right place. So if the current command at the position 1 or the first position is equal to asterisk, we need to return basically the current command on the second position twice. So it will be something like this. So hopefully it will return something like this if we get this. Okay, so let's see if that works. We should have only two use. So let's see. Okay, that is not working. Okay, maybe I have to use here a flat map, and instead of returning this, we need to return the something like this, an array of two elements, which is current command in the second position and current command in the second position. So we will return something like this, u and u, and then it will be flattened into an array. I mean, we will have something like this, and it will be flattened into this. Okay, so let's see if I am correct. Let's see now. Awesome. Okay, that looks pretty well. So let's see now if that is working. Flap map. And let's replace that here. And let's see. Submit solution. Okay, okay, okay. We are almost done, but we have a hidden test. And what would it be? What it would be? because I have no clue. Let's try to test all the cases that we have here to see if that is working correctly. So first of all, they should return all the letters. Awesome. They should return RRU. RRU. Excellent. Let's create here a function so it is easier. Function, I don't know, get comments. It will be moves and moves. And we need to return this. Okay, awesome. And get comments will be equal to, for example, this will be RRU. Perfect. This is gonna be LLL and up. Okay, this is not working because so exclamation mark R. Okay, that is correct. Okay, awesome. In this case, we need to have only one R. Awesome. Here we need to have U and D. Let me see. Okay, I think I need to add the exclamation, the question mark case. So let's see. If we have um, something like this, an exclamation mark, a question mark, I mean, we need to return only the current command at the second position. Let's see now if that is working. Okay, so get commands. And this one. We should have U and D. Awesome, 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 awesome. So I think it will work now. So let's see if I am right. Okay. I have to replace it here. Awesome. And let's see now the solution. Okay. It is even worst. Let me try to comment this code. Maybe that is not working. I don't remember how to comment that. Well, let's use this meanwhile. And let's just return the comments just to see what we get. Okay, we have R, that's correct. So it means the first element, the x-axis will increase. Okay, that is true. I mean, if we go right and then left, we are at the same position. So that's okay. That's okay as well. That's okay as well because we are getting two R's and then an U. Awesome. Awesome. Well, in this case, this is not working because we should have only one R, not two. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can fix it. So if we have this. So get commands should return only one R. Okay, this is incorrect. So let me try if I, let me see if I can fix it. Mhm. Okay, 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 okay. Actually, I think I don't need to do that over here. It should be in the filter. So let's see now. Okay, this is working. So let's revert this because I think this is not helping us. Okay, what I missed. Okay, let's remove the return commands. Okay, okay. There is something that is not working, but I am not able to see what is the test. So, okay, let me think. Well, first of all, I'm gonna try to simplify this loop over here. So basically, let's create another object, which is, I don't know, command values, and it will be equal to, or commands map. Let's call it command maps map. If we have t, then it will be equal to a function that will increment the x value, right? So let's duplicate this and let's use here the letter up. I mean, this is gonna be R, this gonna be L, this gonna be up or U and D. Okay, in this case, we need to decrease the value. If it is U, we need to increase the value in the y-axis. Otherwise, in the y-axis, we need to decrease the value. Okay, so with this command map, yeah, I think I just need to execute that. Let me see. Let me comment this and this, and let's just execute it. Current map. Okay, a command map, that current map, and then we need to run the function basically, and it should modify these values over here. Let's see now. Okay, command map, current map is not a function. We have R, L, U, D. Maybe we are getting a weird current command here. Let's see. Cons log current command. And let's copy this. And let's use the console over here. Let's remove this. And let's use, I don't know, this one. And it will be is robot back. We have R. Okay, and why that is not a valid command? Okay, that's weird. Let me try with another example. Maybe, I don't know, this one. Um, for example, in this case, we can have is robot back, something like this. You okay? This is the weird command, so we need to fix it. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is interesting. So let me see if I can use this command over here. Okay, and get comments, which should only return D and U without the question mark. So I think I have to do that in the, yeah, basically in the map. Exactly. Yeah, I have to do that basically in the map. So let's try to add one more time the condition that we had. So for example, if the current map at the position 0 is equal to the question mark, and let me see, and then the previous value, which is array index -1, is equal to current map in at the second position, let's just return another value, for example, x. Um, the same thing over here, but if it is different than the second uh, command or second element of the current command, let's just return this. And here now, if the current command at the position 0 is equal to x, we need to return false. Let's see now what we have. Let's see, get commands, which is, I don't remember what it was. Get commands. Okay, we have U, D, and U. So that is correct. And if I have U here, let's imagine that this is R. And if I have U, I should have R and U only. It is not working. Well, I mean, that's okay. That's okay. I think so. Right, because I think that's okay. Let me think. Let me see. So let me copy um this condition over here again. And let's see if that works. Well, we are almost done. Let's try to restore this code over here to see if that was the mistake. Okay, it is not working. So I am going to revert the code where it was when only one test was failing. Let me see. I think it was here. Let's see. Okay, awesome. But I don't know the secret one, so let me think. I will come back when I have an idea. I think I found the error. If you pay attention to this value over here, it says true. But if we take a look, it should be an array of 0, 1, because if we go up, we increase 1. If we go down, we decrease 1. So we are in with, I mean, the value becomes 0. And then if we go up again, the value becomes 1. So it's 1, 0, 1. But it is true because it is excluding this command because it was previously done or execute at any position from the beginning until that how can I say until that command. So we don't need to check only the previous command to see or to know if we need to execute that command that has the question mark. We need to check all the commands from the beginning until the current command. So I think that's we are missing. Okay, so for that, let me use this example. Okay, so let me use the console. We have here the get commands functions, and the get commands should return, well, in this case will return this udu, but actually it should return only ud because the u was already executed, in this case at the beginning of the array. So the correct result of that should be u d, and that's all. Okay, so let's check our condition or our code here. So instead of doing that or doing this, we need to check if the array includes, I think it should be includes the current command, in the second position. So we need to return X. Otherwise, if it doesn't include that, we need to return the actual command. So let's see now what we get. Okay, that is what I am looking for. So let's see now if that works. Let's see, let's close this and let's replace the flat map over here, and finger crossed it works. Okay, it is not working because in this case, okay, we have another edge case. But if you pay attention, the secret tests are passing, so it is a good signal. So let's see what we get here. For example, well, this is weird. So in this case, we should have exactly. So, that is not working because if I have this and I'm trying to, I don't know, get commands that includes, for example, you, it's gonna be true. Okay, let me see if I am understanding better. I am understanding clearly. So if the array doesn't include the current command, it should return the command. Otherwise, okay. Maybe instead of array, or well, I don't know. I think I have to split or splice. I think it is a splice from zero to the current index in order to do that. Okay, this is not working either. In this case, we should have only to you. Let me try to repair this. And I want to uh, console log current command to see what I am getting. And the array. So get commands will be, for example, in the first iteration, we have the current command is this one. And the second one, okay. I think I am understanding. If I use this value over here, and then I say temp one includes, for example, you, this gonna this gonna okay, it's gonna be false. Okay, so instead of that, I think I have to use the sum method, right? And sum will be current command equal to current command, this one that includes this one. Otherwise, it should return the current command at the second position. Okay, we are missing okay, we need another parenthesis here and another one. Unexpected token return. Okay, let me try to open this, right? It will be basically something like this, right? And then, okay, something like this. Let's see now. Awesome. And get comments. We should have only two. Awesome. Okay, let's see if this works. I hope so. Let's see. We have more than 1 hour of video, so I apologize for that. I apologize for that. So well, it is what it is. Let's see now if that is working. It is even worse. Yeah. Well, let's go. I think this was the code that was working bad, except by the secret the secret. So let's try to reuse this code over here and just clean it from the filter. So instead of doing that, I think here I have to use that to did what I did in the last tries. That was array that sum and then current command. If the current command includes the current command at the second position. So if that is true, we need to return false. Let's see if that is working. Awesome. I think that's all. Let me see. Hopefully it will work. Please, let's see. Okay, okay. Okay, maybe the thing is, let me see. For example, with this code over here, I should have U and D. For example, okay, this is wrong because I should have U and D, not only U. So there is something wrong with that. Let me try to understand what's going on. That's weird, but we are almost there because let me try to log what we have here. Console log, current command, index, array. And let's see. Let's use this. And we have U0 also. Mhm. Okay, let me think. QMD. But why it is, I don't understand. So if the current command at the position one is, for example, an question mark, and then if the array has the letter D, it should return true. Oh, I mean, if let me try to invert the condition. Maybe that's the thing. Let's see now. Okay, that is working, but we need to remove. Well, we will need to have to do something like this. Unfortunately, we need to do another map that will finally clean the modifiers. So current comment will be only it will be current comment that replace the question mark, and that's all. You then we should have UD. Okay, because we forgot tell to tell it with which value we want to replace it. Let's see now. UD. UD. Okay, let's see if this is working. Please, 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 please. Okay, let me think again, because I don't want to make this video longer than it already is. So I will be back. I think I finally get it. I just get rid of all the commands I've been using. I mean, I'm talking about the map, the flat map, the filter, and all of that. I am only using a for each statement, or for each method, and and I am pushing all the commands into a parsed commands array. So this is basically the code that we have here. And I am trying, so I just need to analyze what we get with this. For example, in this case, this is the expected result, right? So in the x-axis, it should be 1, and in the y-axis, it should be 0. So let's see if that makes sense. So if we go right, we are increasing the x-axis by 1. If we go down, we are decreasing the y-axis by 1. So we will have -1. And if we go up, we will have 0, as we have here. In this case, let's test this case. For example, we have get comments like this, and we have UUD. So it will be 0, 1, which is this one. One step upward, which is 1, other one, which is will be 2, and if we decrease that value by 1, we will have 1. So that is okay. Let's try this one. For example, so it returns, so as the letter U was previously executed at some point from the beginning of the commands, let's say, we don't need to execute the command u because of that reason. So that's why we have u and d. So if we go up and then down, we have basically the same result. Let's test this case to see if that makes sense. And we have up, which is basically 0, well, 0 because in the x-axis we didn't have any movement, but we do have movements in the y-axis. So if we go twice up or upwards, we have then as a result the number 2 in the y-axis. So it is looking great. I haven't tested yet, so I will figure it out with you if it works. So let me copy this command, this code over here. So basically I created these parsed commands over here. Okay. And then instead of doing, for example, a flat map, a filter, and then another map, I just used the for each. It could be a for loop or whatever, but I just tried with the for each. So now that we have this, I think we can replace the parsed commands over here, and over here hopefully it will work. So let's see. Awesome, it is working. Well, it worked, but we only get 1 star. So let's try if we can make it simpler, and if we can get at least 1 star more. So well, in this case, as I am previously parsing the comments, we will get only the letters without the modifiers. So we don't need to check, for example, this. So let's see if it is still passing all the tests. Awesome. And another thing that we can do, it may be, let's see, I don't know. Okay, we have here commands, match for each. Maybe this seems that I am doing here. I am trying to think here what we can do. Because I think I cannot do this in this loop because we are using the parsed commands here. So, well, this is gonna be tricky to try to get a one more start at least. So let's create, for example, I don't know, commands map. It will be equal to D, and it will, if it is D, we need to increase decrease the y-axis value. If it's up or U, we need to increase the value, right? It should be a comma instead of a semicolon. And we need to do basically the same thing over here, but with the letter R. Well, it should be letter L and letter R. And in this case, it should be x-axis. So let's see if that works. For example, I don't know. Let's remove this and legs. let's execute from the command maps the current command, and let's execute that to see if we are getting the same result. Also, but we still have one start. Okay. Well, if I try to improve this code, it will probably take more than at least 2 hours because I have to think a lot. But the main goal of this kind of videos, as I've been telling you this, few videos ago, uh, this is just a way for me to practice English and to try to explain complex exercises or talking about programming in English, because as you can notice, this is not my mother tongue. This is not my first language. So that's why I am making this kind of video. So in this case, I used a little music as a background. As a background to make it more, relaxing or l- less boring, let's say. But I don't know if it improve the engagement of the video, or is the same thing, or it is even worse. I have no idea. So thank you for watching me. I see you in the next challenge.